So I'm here today to facilitate the meeting and capacity building of the Gender Equality Task Force. It was the decision of Industrial Global Union Congress to establish a group under the supervision of the Women's Committee that would also involve men in the fight for gender equality in our industries. So we've been advocating for a long time in the unions to really convince our unions that gender equality is not only a women issue, but it's a trade union issue, and it's why we really need to have men's involved in this fight. So today we are meeting with this group. So what is the aim of this task force? Is really to develop policies and also make some research on some critical issues about gender equality in our industries. And last year, this group has worked in the development of a new policy, which is very groundbreaking. It's a policy on gender-based violence, misogyny and sexism for Industrial Global Union, which aim to prevent and address gender-based violence and harassment in industrial, but also in its affiliate and most importantly in our industries.
They asked me to come in to share our Be More Than a Bystander training session with them. The Be More Than a Bystander program was developed through our LEADS program, and we are now giving this training to members of our union to help create allies for women and end bullying and harassment in the workplace. It's a program that trains people how to do more than just be a bystander, and ideas how you can help when you see bullying and harassment in the workplace.
The Be More Than the Bystander training, that always excites me because it actually was created through an organization in British Columbia and in Vancouver, where I'm from. So when I'm international traveling and they bring it up, I was surprised that it had gone as far as it did. Vancouver isn't small, but in the grand scheme of an international program, it is quite tiny. So it was awesome to be able to say we're part of that new framework and bringing the fight to the larger audience globally.
As a member of the Gender Equality Task Force, we are basically looking at the implications and impacts of workplace decisions on how they impact the lives of men and women. That's why we always talk about equality and equity, looking at the access to resources and also opportunities. But ultimately, we are not only looking at the access of resources and opportunities, but we are also focusing on the end product as the end result, the equality in terms of workplace decisions.
I have organized recently the LGBTQ plus for our national federation, and my work is not finished. We have a lot more things to do. What we want to do is to organize as many people as possible, because through organization we think we would be able to empower them, and that's where transformation begins.
Hello, my name is Fulya Pınar Özcan. I'm coming from Turkey, and I represent Öz İplik İş Textile Garment and Leather Trade Union in Turkey. There are 70% of women employed in textile, garment and leather industry, and it's extremely important for us to empower women workers. And my role in the union is I'm head of the International Relations Department, and also I'm the president of Women's Committee that we established in 2012. So our trade union have worked a lot to empower women, doing such projects like reconciliation of work and family life, raising women leaders in trade unions, increasing women employment, preventing gender-based violence and harassment. And my role in the Gender Equality Task Force, I represent Europe region, and I'm so proud of being one of the Gender Equality Task Force member. That's why we are here.
그리고 이 젠더 성평등 태스크포스에서 논의하고 있는 아이디어들에 대해서 이야기해 주실 수 있나요?
매우 흥미롭고, 그리고 저한테는 굉장히 재미있는 경험입니다. 사업장에서 아니면 우리가 활동하는 노동조합에서 젠더에 기반한 괴롭힘이나 폭력이 있을 때 이것을 우리가 그런 사건이 보고되었을 때 그것을 어떻게 처리해야 하는지 절차와 과정에 대한 것을 작년까지 했었고, 올해부터는 더욱 흥미로운 것은 GFA, 그러니까 교섭을 할 때, 인더스트리얼과 그 다국적 기업이 교섭을 할 때 성인지 감수성에 기반한 협약의 내용이 무엇이었는지에 대한 기본 가이드라인을 만들고 용어를 정리하는 작업을 하는 것은 국제 기준을 만드는 것으로 매우 흥미로운 작업입니다. 매우 영광스럽게 생각하고 있어요.
So the work of the task force is extremely interesting, and it's really piques my own interest. Gender impacts workers at the workplace and inside the trade union as well. And so up until last year, the task force discussed how to deal with reports of gender-based violence and harassment. So to prepare the kind of procedures as well as investigation and how things will be handled. And today, so we passed that last year within IndustriAll Global Union. But today we started to talk about how to change the situation for women through global framework agreements and through negotiating global framework agreements so that they are gender responsive. Gender awareness will guide also some of the new contract language, as well as preparing guidances for the negotiation of these global framework agreements. So this is very compelling work, and it has some potential impact, broad impact. So she feels really honored to be part of the task force that is discussing things that can impact women throughout the world.
So we've brought a variety of union leaders from around the world, including Jordan, Zimbabwe, Argentina, Canada, the US, to discuss these important issues and come up with strategies where we hope that going forward in the future there will be less gender inequality in our unions and in our collective bargaining agreements.
يعطيكم العافية.